Hi, my name is Vaideswari Moorthy from RK53. My metric number is 17108131 and my supervisor name is Dr. Norizan Binti Mohamed Nawawi. Welcome to my presentation. So today I'm going to present about my FYP1, that is radio over VLC system for amateur radio application. So I start with introduction of my FYP. Visible light communication means a progressive bite of correspondent innovation that takes advantage of the surge in popularity of solid-state lighting to open up various additional channels in which to send information. Radio over VLC is a spearheading innovation to provide persuasive radio type of assistant. VLC is a favored communication technology because of its high transmission capacity and immunity to impedance from electromagnetic source. Problem statement is the radio frequency range has gotten longer as a result of the expanding interest for rapid information transmission, which has brought the examination to vary up in the investigating the more broadband decision to consider the essential limitless correspondent limit that was already accessible. Second, assigned by the International Telecommunication Union, SMB is used for broadcasting in the 50 to 52 MHz range in Region 1 and for new radio application in the 50 to 54 MHz range in Region 2 and 3 in some areas due to their impedance to different parts of the electromagnetic range. The objective is to design a radio over VLC system based on WDM to simulate the proposed design using optic system software and to analyze the result finding based on performance parameters such as output power, SNR, BER, and I diagram. This project scope focus on the goal to develop a radio over VLC system based on WDM using a software tools. First, we design radio over VLC system based on WDM using optic system software. Secondly, model the design the system based on RZ and NRZ encoding technique. The performance analysis can be done based on several parameter variables to achieve the best system performance. The aspect result can analyze the result finding based on performance parameters such as output power, SNR, BER, and I diagram which show the relationship of some parameters in design that affect the system performance. And then we go for second part, which is literature review. First, radio over VLC system. The VLC and RF system join the benefit of two framework and offer critical separation, transmission, and improve the affiliation reliability in the establishment of two vehicle communication. A combination of communication system using VLC and RF is proposed for position-based organization. Second, amateur radio application. Amateur radio, known as ham radio, is the utilization of radio frequency range for purpose of non-commercial exchange of message, wireless experimental, self-preparing, private entertainment, radio sport, challenging, and crisis communication. Radio amateur are restricted to the utilization of small frequency band, the amateur radio band, and allocated all through the radio range. Wavelength division multiplexer is a fiber optic transmission method that enables the utilization of different light frequency to send data over a comparable medium. CWDM spread light wave as observed to attempting to keep them closer together, adding to a slight expansion in the number of channels assembled by fiber strings. DWDM extends a solitary optic fiber capacity by parting the optical range into frequency channel. Let's take a look on previous research work and make it better. In my SOTA, I include the method, the simulation parameter, and the modulation technique that was used in previous work. First paper is visible light communication for audio system. This paper identified with an audio system that release open visible light for transmitting audio information to a receiver, found some separation away from the system. Second, visible light communication system using an organic bulk heterojunction photodetector. This work exhibited a visible light communication system utilizing an organic bulk heterojunction photodetector for accepting a sound sign. Then is an effective audio transmission using VLC. This work depends on the idea of enlightenment and correspondent utilizing a laser. Then, a 10 megabits VLC transmission system using a polymer LED with OFDM. In this work, present a 10 megabits PVRC connect utilizing custom designed PLDs with an increased device bandwidth of 350 kHz, which is a vital improvement of around multiple times over. Then 4.5 gigabits RGB LED based WDM visible light communication system employing CAP RLS based adaptive equalization. This paper experimentally show a fast RGB LED based WDM VRC system utilizing CAP modulation and RLS based adaptive equalization. Wavelength multiplex polymer LEDs toward 55 megabits organic visible light communication. In this paper, we use transmitter at wavelength to investigate the most extreme on-off keying link performance of each device type of as the initial move towards wavelength division multiple connection. The last paper is investigation of WDM VRC using standard 5 mm RGB LEDs. This paper explores WDM utilizing standard of the shelf commercial light emitting diode for VRC. Based on the research done, the WDM VRC system using LED is very efficient way to analyze the system performance in various number of parameters to achieve best performance. Last part is methodology. This part discusses the method used to develop a radio over VRC system based on WDM using of software tools. Figure shows that design process for flowchart of the overall project. In this flowchart, elaborate what the project to be done. Firstly, study and research the project based on the given title. After that, design a system using optic system software regarding to the project title and then set the parameters measurement and validation value to the system. Next, must do simulation and optimization for the system. In the decision box, if the system not reliable, this project will be simulated and optimized again. Last but not least, the project will be proceed to the next step if the system is reliable and analyze performance of parameter based on the design. Next is block diagram. At the receiver side, optical bandpass channels are utilized to get the first proto detection utilizing an APD. The yet APD is applied to a trans impedance amplifier before RF demulator, which is made out of a local oscillator, a mixer, and a low-pass filter to recover the primary data. At last, a bit error rate analyzer is utilized to evaluate the spot blunder rate execution of the connection. All the selected parameters will be introduced and all the specification will be shown. The table below shows the full specification of the model and design of the system based on RZ and NRZ encoding technique. This is sketch of my design. This is design process overview of my project. Phase 1 is designing radio over VRC system based on WDM using optic system software. WDM is receive utilized LEDs and send over a diffuse oscillation with a range. In this framework, 25 megabits of information is changed over to a transporter before to force equilibrium of LEDs for application is amateur radio. Measure bit error rate result design in two alternatives return to 0 and non-return to 0 of on-off keying. Phase 2, set any parameters value and simulate the design. In phase 3, observe the result and by setting the parameter value, formally evaluate the performance of the system. In conclusion, the progression of the undertaking is essential to guarantee the venture should be proceedable effectively as per stream of the task. The cycle flowchart has depicted the general technique in directing this venture all through the semester. The cycle flowchart clarifies how every work and the plan of the square graph had been made for future compression of the cycle. That's all my presentation today. Thank you so much for listening my presentation.